the mannequin they'd thrown away in the garbage was in fact the missing woman.
Tacos made from his own amputated leg.
But look at the picture on this blanket they're using as an example of Daddy.
Welcome back everyone to more creepy TikToks, and let's dive in.
Dude, this has got to be the most foul thing I've ever seen. Look at all this nasty water, but wait, there's more, bro. Ew. What the fuck?
It wouldn't be ideal if he fell head first in water.
Oh no.
Normal.
Wow! Noch nie einen Blitz gesehen, Alter.
Jo, es sieht wirklich aus wie der Weltuntergang. Wow. Vor allem, warum ist die rot?
Das heißt Hagel.
Toll.
This year feels like it's going to be an all-time high for major storms.
依照生命力规定行事，50公里。
The car with the dash cam that didn't reverse quick enough might have actually saved that driver's life, but that last rock flew like an asteroid. Did anyone else initially think we were looking at the Jeepers Creepers file at first?
Got one of them and I kill them called the Reverend. Cause no weapon formed against me shall prosper, yeah.
It is a major mistake made by police and firefighters working together.
Bonjour à toutes et à tous.
The Sherbrooke police chief walked through the details this afternoon of what went wrong. It started with a 911 call last Friday, just after 10 a.m. for a brush fire. When police arrived at the scene, witnesses said they'd seen someone burning a mannequin. Firefighters arrived, the fire was put out, and the decision was made to dispose of the mannequin in a dumpster at the police station. Now, at 2:15 that same afternoon, a man called and reported his wife missing. Police tracked her cell phone and found her vehicle. It turned out to be on the same street where the fire had been. Now, some of the officers started to ask if the two incidents could be related. At 6:30 that evening, they checked the dumpster and realized the mannequin they'd thrown away in the garbage was in fact the missing woman.
Ça a choqué tout le monde.
The fire chief says what happened has shocked everyone involved. Not only are they investigating the major mistake, they're also having to manage the emotional.
How on earth can you mistake a human being for a mannequin? I mean, surely when they lifted her up, the weight would have been a dead giveaway in itself.
So we were admiring this tadpole who's got his back legs now, when all of a sudden I looked over and there's a femur bone in the bottom of the lake at Disney World. A femur bone! What? What?
Do you think it was a turkey leg that somebody just threw in? Or there's something going on at Disney World?
It's definitely a bone, but I don't know if it's a femur bone. But we all know how Disney operates.
The Lime X Dynamics P1, a bipod robot known for its advanced balance capabilities. Join us as we push the limits of this dynamic robot, testing its balance, agility, and adaptability in real-world conditions. Will it live up to the hype? There's only one way to find out. So let's dive right in and see what this incredible piece of technology can do. This thing takes a beating better than my ex-wife. Just kidding. Spousal abuse is not a joke. The P1 isn't just any robot, it's engineered with precision balance systems and AI-driven control algorithms that allow it to navigate through complex terrains with ease. From rocky paths to inclined surfaces, it's built to handle it all. Enjoy these last few clips of it just doing its thing, while it's not being physically abused.
These robots can communicate with one another, they use weapons with accuracy, they're aerobatic, they're stable on their feet. I mean, these military robots in the future are going to be wild.
I grew up in a satanic cult and I'm ready to talk about it. Toxic Ogun wants to know if the parents wore masks during the rituals or if they showed their faces. Yes, they wore masks or costumes usually, but not to disguise their identity. I knew which parent was who at all times. They did it because it was part of the ritual in a visual way. My mom wore the devil horns a lot. It showed a lot of her face, but she wore that one a lot. Sometimes everyone was wearing normal clothes. I remember once, after a ritual at a barn, my mom gave us all a change of clothes and we went to the laundromat and washed absolutely everything that we were wearing during the ritual. Once, a friend's dad was in a ritual and he wore the costume of Minnie Mouse, so masks and costumes. That's just my experience with satanic rituals and masks. Everybody's story is different. Much love.
You know, what I find creepy about these videos is that these rituals probably take place a lot more often in our own towns and cities. You know, it's ironic that the terrorism acts and bills that were written into laws came from the exact same people that created terrorism in the first place. Nowadays in America, anything goes. You know, and politicians are rats as well, so does that mean you can cook them up in the streets?
Oh, no, 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 no.
Recently, they just found unfossilized soft dinosaur tissue. Soft dinosaur tissue? So now the brilliant scientists are trying to figure out how could tissue stay soft for 70 million years? The thought will never cross their brain to question that maybe it's not 70 million years old. I mean, that thought will never enter their head, okay? We've got 8 of these stones in Pensacola, Florida. It's the largest collection in America, I believe. Why would they put circles on the side of the dinosaurs? Well, nobody ever found dinosaur skin until about 20 years ago, when fossilized dinosaur skin was found. It's very interesting. The dinosaur skin has circle patterns on it. They had to see a live one to know to put that on the stones, because you couldn't tell that from the bones. This guy's cutting the head off a dragon. There's a guy riding one. This guy says nobody's ever seen a dinosaur. Well, why did they put them on their cave paintings? Why did they put them on ancient pottery? Why do we see so many legends of dragons if nobody's ever seen one?
People say, why was dinosaurs not mentioned in the Bible? But they were mentioned in the Bible, they were just referred to as dragons. My head will be pickled if I was driving behind that bus. I mean, that thing shouldn't exist.
Amazon, no, this is absolutely crazy. Y'all, look at what I just came across on my Facebook page. So I was scrolling on my Facebook and I saw this post of Amazon advertising Father's Day, customized Father's Day blankets. But look at the picture on this blanket they're using as an example of daddy, all this Father's Day stuff. Look at this. Amazon. Whoever's in charge of the online, marketing needs to fix this, because this is literally an unaliver of children. He unalived his kids and his wife, who was pregnant with his third child, for a woman. No, this is not okay. Like, what? You guys, let me know if y'all have seen this on your Facebook, because I'm not lying when I say I saw this on my Facebook from Amazon.
If this is true, then those designers knew exactly what they were at.
Worst ways people have died. Aura Garcia. Aura was crossing the bridge from East Boston to the Chelsea side to go to school. The bridge operator then lifted the bridge to let a passing boat travel through the bridge. A pedestrian who was waiting to cross the bridge started to hear screams. As the plates of the bridge rose, Aura grabbed onto one of them and screamed for help. Hanging above the water, when the bridge operator heard the screams, he lowered the bridge to help her, but ended up crushing her instead. Daniel Hill. Daniel worked at a chemical plant in Michigan, where they use large amounts of sulfuric acid. He was working when he fell into a tank of sulfuric acid. Co-workers pulled Daniel out of the tank and immediately started to wash him off. Daniel was rushed to the University of Michigan hospital, but unfortunately he was unable to make it.
I don't know what's worse, getting crushed by a ton of metal or getting drowned by sulfuric acid. Well, what about you? Listen, I'll be out with the lads here for a few hours, but I'll be home soon, alright?
A man served his friends and himself tacos made from his own amputated leg, and he even describes what he tastes like. Yeah, the crazier part is that they willingly ate it. So, what ended up happening is he was riding his bike, he got hit by a car, thrown in the woods, and his foot, this is his actual foot, shattered in so many places that the doctors couldn't save it. They actually just had to amputate his foot. Now, when he was going under, he said, "Can I keep it?" And they said, "Well, it's your property, yes you can." So his original plan was to freeze dry it and have it taxidermied. He said it'd be really cool to have your foot as a lamp and keep your foot for like life. But he said he couldn't find anybody to take him seriously and nobody to actually do it. So he called up about 11 of his buddies. One of them backed out and said, "Hey, remember that time we talked if we could ever ethically try human flesh? Well, I got us." And I don't know what kind of friends he's hanging out with that have those kind of conversations, but they did it. They came over and made tacos out of him. The actual images of it are behind me. I can't really show them on TikTok. I don't believe I can, at least, without getting in trouble. So you can go on the internet and find them. It is pretty entertaining. They actually all ate the taco at the same time. He made fajitas out of them. One of his friends said he spit him back out immediately into a napkin. At the end of the day, he said that he tasted like beef. One of his friends spit him out, and that the weirdest part about the whole thing was that it wasn't really weird at all.
When you run out of protein, but you need that protein fix, but at the same time you don't want to catch foot and mouth disease.
This is really cool. What do you see when you're looking at this picture? Is the picture still, or is the picture moving? If the picture is still, that means that your brain is in a calm state. If it starts to move, that means that your brain is under a certain amount of pressure. And if you start to see it move like a carousel, that means that you're under a pretty great deal of stress. I thought that this was incredible, and I knew it was real because when I looked at it when I first woke up in the morning, the picture did not move at all. But then when I revisited it later in the day, it started to move. This picture was invented by a Japanese neurologist to let you know what state your brain is in. So what do you see? Is the picture moving or is it still?
It looks still to me, but it does move now and again. For me personally, I do believe that they passed on during that explosion, but there is conspiracy theories about where people believe that was fake and that those people are actually still alive today. The sound of that trimmer grinding up against her finger just made me tense up completely.
Welcome to the shit show. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. 'Cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber than a bat.
The Vax tramp stamp doesn't surprise me in the slightest, to be honest. I mean, the amount of people who put posts up on Facebook congratulating themselves while holding their wee certificates for the stinger, you know?
I've had so many of you ask me about what a disappointment room is. It's creepy and it's wrong. Not you asking, but the actual rooms. Let me tell you all about them and also how to find out if that secret room in your house was actually a disappointments room. You see, this all started when I posted a video about a house that was hidden in someone's attic. If you haven't seen that video, definitely watch it after this. You see, some people thought that it might have been a disappointment or disappointments room. It wasn't, but it got a lot of you wondering what are disappointment rooms. Okay, let's get into it. These rooms were secret rooms that people would keep their mentally or physically handicapped family members in. Yeah, seriously, and that's just horrible. As you can imagine, this was done to keep them out of the public eye. It's exactly what it sounds like. They were embarrassed of their handicapped family member and wanted to keep them locked away. They were primarily used in the 18 and 1900s, and there isn't too much information about these rooms or pictures of these rooms, leading some people to believe they were super rare, but actually that's not correct. They were more common than you might think. But most people that find a secret room in their house don't realize what they could have been. There was even an HGTV episode in the 2000s that featured a house in Rhode Island that ended up having one of these rooms. So is there a way to actually confirm that the room you found in your house was an actual disappointment room and not just a hidden room for a different creepy reason? Yes, but you would need records and information on the families that lived there before, so you can see if there were any birth and burial records of family members that were not commonly seen in family photos and or not reported to attend functions with them. Perhaps you can even be able to find some medical records that would confirm there was a handicapped family member in the family. Again, none of these rooms can be 100% confirmed to be disappointment rooms, but they all sure are creepy.
Victorian times could be heartless too. I mean, imagine living a life where you are stuck in one room, you can't go out, you can't socialise, you can't communicate, you can't do nothing. All that you do is sit in that one room for the rest of your life and you have food and water being fed to you.
A prison van emerges from a motorway toll gate and suddenly a car drives straight into it. Seconds later, the convoy is under attack. You can see one of at least 4 gunmen very clearly firing into the police car which is accompanying the van. There's a clearer shot of the gunmen in this footage taken by a coach passenger. They appear to be using automatic weapons. The whole operation is over in just over 2 minutes. The side door of the van is opened and a prisoner wearing white shoes jumps out. There's then some kind of explosion in the car that was used to stop the van, and the gang make off towards 2 vehicles parked on the other side of the toll gates. Reports in the French media have identified the freed prisoner as this man, Mohamed Amra, a 30-year-old drug baron nicknamed The Fly, who was serving a jail sentence for robbery. Amra appeared before a judge in Rouen this morning in connection with another case involving kidnap and murder. He was being transported back to prison in Évreux. At around 11 o'clock, the convoy reached the motorway toll gate in Ancalville, where the gang made their move. Hundreds of police officers and elements of the French Special Forces are now involved in the hunt for the escapee and the killers who broke him out.
These guys are living a reality thinking they're playing a GTA game.
Okay, go. Who is it?
It's so weird.
Is it you?
Is it me? It's not me.
It's motion sensor. There's no one over there. Okay, do it one more time.
Do it one more time, please.
Okay. One last time.
You okay? Wait, so are we friends now? Can you do it again if we're friends now?
Oh.
We're not friends? You don't like me? Okay.
Are you a doctor?
Are you a... Wait, so do it again if you're a doctor. Wait, are you messing with us or are you actually a doctor? I don't know. Are you just messing with us? Okay. Well.
I don't know.
I would have stopped all communication there and then because I believe that all spurs are demons, but this could have just been like a plumbing issue.
This right here is how big some of the giants were. So just how big were the pre-flood Nephilim and the post-flood giants? Yes, they do exist. Well, the answer may surprise you, and it says it in the Bible. What is the reason for Doris' size? And it goes deep. So first I'll bring up Gilgamesh, who many people believe to be Nimrod. And it said in the Epic of Gilgamesh he was 60 foot tall. But they get taller. Now we know the story of Goliath, where he actually was a post-flood Nephilim, ranging at about 10 foot. But even in the 1800s we had references of giants that were recorded in their newspapers. But this is nothing compared to how big they really were. But check this right here out. In Amos 2, he's talking about how tall the Amorites were, the post-flood giants, having to do with the Exodus. Their height was like the height of the cedars. How tall is a cedar? 30 to 80 foot. Now, if you want my opinion, I believe the cedars in 12 to 1400 BC were much bigger than this as well. But how big is 80 foot? This statue of Buddha is 80 foot. Why such a specific measurement? I believe Buddha, Saturn, all these deities existed. Maybe, just maybe, they're showing us their real size. This would be about 80 foot. Can you believe people that freaking big were walking around on this plane? Now all the BC construction is starting to make sense, isn't it?
If there was giants during the Egyptian days, then maybe that could explain how the pyramids were built.
I could get lost into your eyes. I want to travel in the depths of the waters of your soul.
Okay.
Sorry, I know that was forward,
Yeah, no. Can we look at the bill?
I thought you were paying.
Oh, no. No.
You know what? Let's dine and dash and run away like wild children.
No, I don't really feel comfortable doing that.
Look in my eyes.
Can I use the restroom?
The world is a restroom.
Okay.
I want to travel in the depths of the water with your soul. No thanks. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the compilation. Smash that like button and subscribe button so we can hit the 25,000 subscriber goal. And until the next video, guys, look after yourselves, stay safe and blessed, and I'll see you then.
Squidward said I could help by burying myself.
Quit fooling and come on out. I need you to be in the commercial.